Hi guys, good to see you again. Welcome back to the channel. Well, what a beautiful morning. I spotted the forecast last night. We was going to probably get some fog or some mist, and boy, have we got some nice mist this morning. So alarm was off at 4:30, but it's been well worth it. I don't know if you can recognise where I am today again. Stayed local, literally walked out my door. I'm really lucky. I've got some lovely woodland and some nice tracks really local to me, so I headed out just so that I didn't have to travel too much, just in case that mist lifted. And yeah, I've been really treated this morning. Some fantastic conditions. It's not thick fog, but it's just perfect. And the sun's now rising to my right. It's just rising above the mist now, and the light is just lovely on these beech trees, and it's making a lovely portrait. Yeah, I was here about a month ago and I did a bit of a leading lines video using this track that's in one of my local woodlands, and yeah, it's just a beautiful scene. You've got beech trees both sides and a few mixed in with a few pines, and I say the light is coming through lovely now and it's blessing the side of the trees, and I've got some fantastic images, so really chuffed for the early start. Best way to start the day, isn't it? But anyway, the sun's rising now, so I'm not going to chat too much. Settings wise, f11, 13th of a second, ISO 100, and I've actually been really lucky because with that light coming out from the trees and the light coming from the rising sun, I've managed to get 3 different compositions here. So I've got one portrait composition, obviously the track being the leading line going through the composition with the pines and the beech both sides, nice parallel, leading your eye up the frame, so that's really nice. And then I just moved to my right onto the grass verge and managed to get the beech trees and the track coming from the left hand corner of the frame, leading your eye through the frame towards the right with them beech trees side lit. That was a nice frame. And then I've also got a landscape orientation as well, and I think that probably works best because I've got, you know, the majority of the trees right from the foreground leading off, so I've got quite a nice number of trees each side of the frame. So yeah, 3 compositions from one spot, can't go wrong. But yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, that sun's rising, so I'll pop the frames up now guys, and I'll make a move and see what else we can find. I've only walked about 50 yards, and obviously keeping an eye to my left where the sun's rising and the light's casting through the trees, and I spotted a lovely little branch with 4 dead leaves on it, covered in some cobwebs and 2 or 3 dewdrops, just sticking out the side of a beech tree. And there's a lovely light cast on the side of the beech tree, and it's really highlighting all the textures and tones of the various shapes of the trunk itself. And yeah, it makes quite a nice little abstract frame, this does, something a bit different. But you know, with them dewdrops and the dead leaves and the cobwebs, the combination of all 3 and then the light makes quite a nice frame. So I've only walked about 50 yards. So at first, obviously I want a shallow depth of field so that everything behind that branch is nice and soft. So I started off at f5.6, but the branch itself with the buds on it. So probably about a foot wide, and I did notice that some of the back of the branch and some of the twigs that are sticking off the branch were quite soft. So I went up to F8, and then that just gave me a little bit more of depth of field, and it ensured that the whole of the branch and the buds and the leaves and the cobwebs were all nice and sharp, but I've still got a nice drop off behind the frame where it's nice and soft, so it really does highlight the branch. So yeah, I'm at F8, 25th of a second, ISO 100, and yeah, it's making a nice little abstract frame, this, so I'm quite happy with that. But so I've only moved about 50 yards, something like that. But anyway, I'll pop it up now, guys, and I hope you like it. Well, I think we'll have to call it a morning now. The sun's risen quite high, the light's getting quite harsh. You know, the colour on the sides of the trees has now gone from a nice orangey glow to quite a bright high tone white. So definitely time to call it a day now, and the mist is burning off quite quickly. So just stopped on my way back home just to grab this one shot. Just a nice vista of the track and the beech trees that line the track. Got some nice young saplings on the right side of the frame leaning towards the track. Some nice ivy covered beech trees as well. So yeah, just a really nice scene just to finish off the morning. So it's been a lovely morning. Absolute pleasure to be out. Glad I set that alarm for half 4, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm on F11, 20th of a second, ISO 100. I've taken a landscape orientation of the whole scene, and then I've just zoomed in a bit and just taken a nice portrait frame of the beech trees themselves, just nicely side lit. So I'll pop them 2 frames up now, guys, and I hope you like them. Well, lovely start to the day that. Once I've dragged myself out of bed, it's always difficult when that alarm goes off at early o'clock, but yeah, rewarded nicely. So beautiful start to the day. Definitely time for a bit of breakfast now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you could remember to give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, that'd be much appreciated. Helps the channel out and lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content. And yeah, job's a good one. Have a great week, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Catch up soon.